All right, today's Runeterra segment sponsored by Prime Gaming. You can connect your Prime Gaming account to your Runeterra account and get some free epic wildcards with that. We're going to kick things off by playing my last chance Gauntlet to qualify for their seasonal tournament. We're going to queue up with a couple of linear decks and then one kind of like silent pick, hoping people ban it because it's one of the better decks in the format. So we're going to play some Lucian Hecarim, which I think is still pretty reasonable. Post Plaza nerf, this deck didn't really care about the extra toughness in that card. We're going to play some Frel, Alliance, Overwhelm, and then I've loaded up a stock Aphelios Twisted Fate deck that I've actually never played any games with before, hoping it gets banned. The last chance Gauntlet this time through is best of one, so I think I'm probably going to end up playing the Alliance or the Hecarim deck in most of our matches just to aggro some people out with some high rolls, but one of the changes, people had asked me for my thoughts on some of the changes that they announced for Runeterra's upcoming seasonal tournaments, and I do like that pick ban best of 3 is getting a revisit. Best of 3 I think is really good for tournament settings, so I'm happy to see more of that get in there. Alright, so Twisted Fate, Gangplank, and Karma Elise, these are both controlling decks, and I think I'd like to play an aggro deck into a control deck, so I'm going to ban their Shen Fiora here, and then play whichever aggro deck they leave me, is my plan. I would bet that, like, this deck especially is probably good against this. Yeah, I'm going to play Lucian Hecarim here. That's true. I'm probably going to ban Shen Fiora every time unless they also have Lee Sin. So I'd rather not play against Lee Sin. Sweet. The overlay's a little bit over the mana symbols. Shrink it a touch. That's perfect. There's Riven's Flare. Love it. Look at that. We've got Plaza in the opener. We've got double Remembrance. We're on the play. Honestly, I think we're keeping all of these. I think we're probably banking spell mana on 1 and 2, playing Remembrance on 3, and then we'll Plaza on their 4 into using something with it on our 5.
Nothing like the stink of blood and sweat. Let's get to it.
So passing here again, you can save up to 3 mana across turns in Runeterra. So this 1 and 2 that we didn't spend gets carried over. You can only use that saved mana on spells, but Remembrance is a spell. This gives us a random 5-cost Demacia unit, of which there's only 5. So we'll get to 2 of them have Challenger. One of the Challenger units would be good. Dragon would probably be the best one. Alright, we got one of the Challenger Dorkos. Not the dragon we were hoping for, but still pretty good. I wonder if they're playing Go Hard. What do we think of killing their keg so they can't, like, because if I kill a 2/2, they have the keg, they kill this with Go Hard. I think I'm going to kill the keg for now. Go Hard is still a deck post nerf. I agree with that completely, Dr. Mr. Bunny. I like the change on the regions. It would be nice from a spectator perspective if the name was up here in the center too. I guess that might be tough to fit in up there. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take this trade here. It's important that I keep my life total high in a matchup like this. That's a great generation. I don't think I played this. I guess I'm gonna have 5 next turn. Maybe I do just play this now and draw the card, and then on my 5 I can go Lucian into, or Plaza into Lucian. Yeah, let's do this and draw.
Ancestors are watching.
That would conflict with tribes, but you could easily put that information in the middle, I think.
Eyes open.
Tribes is less relevant than the card name from a viewer perspective, I think. Now, one downside to the sequencing that I've taken now is I won't be able to utilize Sharp Sight to protect Lucian this turn. So, like, if they have a way to deal 2 to him, he is going to die, which is unfortunate.
I've whipped up something special.
Yeah, and there's that.
We strike.
I think with the keg, I'm just supposed to pass here. That's close, though. Yeah, the problem with this play is, like, now they're going to be pretty likely to level Twisted Fate. We just probably can't beat level Twisted Fate. Yeah, playing this last turn might have been wrong. I think there's a chance that this play was wrong, and I should have prioritized getting this into play so I could play this with Sharp Sight up to kill the Twisted Fate. Now, if they have a draw 2 like a Salvage or another Glimpse, they're gonna level the Twisted Fate on my turn. Other Twisted Fate and Gangplank, Dr. Mister.
I rarely forget. Never forget.
That's why we respect you, Captain.
The one less toughness on this plaza looking super relevant here since my Hecarim can't block their Gangplank for free on this board.
I'll buy us some time.
Your names are the same color green, is more so than the doctor's. Okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think I want to hold these for... I think I want to hold my spell mana for next turn. Because holding spell mana means I can Radiant Guardian in addition to Sharp Sighting, which is nice. They have one of their 5 other copies of a draw 2. This Twisted Fate's gonna level up, though. Huh? So this play is worse against Vengeance, right? I guess I can rally if they Vengeance my Lucian to make sure we kill the Twisted Fate. Yeah, okay, so here's Vengeance. This actually works out super clean for us, right? So now I get to hit them here with this, and now I get to... Oh, no, wait, because this is, fuck. This is Lucian. Man, I messed that up. It's been a hot second. I'm not used to my champion spells disappearing again. Because this was a Lucian. Yeah, probably should have glimpsed there then.
I fight for the fallen. My sword is yours to command.
Bit of a flub there to start. We'll go ahead and deny them this. Finally get one of these in. Twisted Fate is going to guaranteed level on my next turn, even without card draw from them. 7 out of 8. Yeah, I don't know that we beat this level, Twisted Fate. I guess maybe they won't have a second one. They haven't drawn that many cards yet this game.
Looks like I'm on a hot streak. Don't get in my way.
Start with Lucian here and see what they do. We might be able to kill this Twisted Fate in combat, and they haven't drawn a ton of cards yet, so if that's the case...
Eyes open.
Alright, so I have 8 total mana left. I think I want to be able to Sharp Sight, and Blighted Caretaker this turn. I think I'm going to start with Warden's Spray and see what they do. They're just passing. Hasn't seen anything die yet, right? No. Opponents use their priority really well this game. I'm aware of how my opponent's card works. See if we can get them to use that red card here. Still no. And see what they do. If they play 2 fast cards here, it's a red card plus gold card to try and kill the Lucian. I can Sharp Sight here to pull it. Because gold card always hits the strongest enemy unit, but strongest have tiebreakers broken by health and then cost. This is a 6-3, but if I make this a 6-7, this will get tagged by the gold card. Hey, Gilded, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon. So I have to burn both my Sharp Sights now because I need this to not die so it can kill the Twisted Fate since they had Warping Whale. So we do this, and then we do this, and then both their champions die. Yeah, that works out. That works out pretty clean for us. I need them to not have, actually, what do they have that gets me here? Oh, if they have another Vile Beast, they can get me. Another way to deal 1 to this. Okay, so so the way champion leveling in this game works is, all of their champions are level, all their Twisted Fates are leveled now. So we took this Twisted Fate out of play, but their next Twisted Fate that they play is still going to be leveled, which is scary. They even deal 1 left over. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Lucian. Alright, so now we basically have to fade a second Twisted Fate at this point, because we're not going to be able to have the tools to play through that.
Return to us.
Rekindler inside of their archetype is interesting. That is not one that you usually see. So still 2 off of leveling.
Come to the light.
So we're taking damage on this hit regardless. Definitely want to eat this and jump here. This is 1 off of leveling now. Well, net life total on the exchange, but this still counts as damaging for the churn, which is what they want. I guess we'll see what we roll with this. And then probably play out the Shark Chariot this turn just to get it down. Alright, that's not bad.
Nothing but the stink of blood and sweat. Get to work.
Maybe I'm supposed to hold the Shark Chariot for this turn, actually. If they kill my Pesky here. Yeah, I messed this up. I should have held the Shark Chariot. Because I need to, I have to eat this now. And I wouldn't have had to do that if I would have held the Shark Chariot. Yeah, there's like, I saved a mana technically by doing that, but I'm gonna have so much unused mana this turn anyways. Yeah, this was loose. Oh, you know, was I supposed to play... I've had some slops this game. I think I was supposed to play the second Plaza here. It's a little bit awkward with my board space, but it would have meant these had 4 power to kill this.
Be nothing left when I'm done.
Yeah, I think that was probably the right line. We do this now. The problem is, like, at a point like this, our deck doesn't really have a recovery mechanic. Like, the opponent's deck has a lot of, like, draw, choose, and card advantage in it, and our deck's fairly aggressive, so at this point, we don't really have a get back into the game card. They already killed 2 of our Hecarims earlier this game. Yeah, that'll do it. Good game's opponent. Oh, good game. I'm really looking forward to the Gauntlets being best of 3 next season. It feels weird that the Gauntlets are best of 1. There's a good chance we just blaze out of this super quickly. I haven't been playing a ton of Constructed, but I figured it's up. We might as well try. Give it the old college best. Raka Kench is an easy ban. Not a huge fan of playing against that archetype. And then probably, again, like the last one, I'll play whichever of my 2 aggressive decks they don't ban out from under me. So this is a single champion deck, not for budgetary reasons, but mostly because there isn't another champion that like fits really well into your game plan. Yeah, Zoe tends to be a pretty interactive champion, Avian. The nerf to Pale Cascade means all the aggressive Zoe decks that I liked got quite a bit worse, so I didn't really want to play something super interactive. I wanted to try and run people down. Teemo, Sejani. We're definitely keeping a Trapper. The question is if I keep 2 of them. I think the answer is no. I think I'm going to mulligan the rest of these looking for things to fill around this curve. Hawk on 1 is great. We'll see if they have Teemo on 1 or not. No Teemo on 1 is great for us.
Nothing escapes my watch. Witness perfection.
No Starlit Seer is good for us. I think I'm fine attacking into this if they want to put damage on here. The Frozen Mushrooms deck is super reasonable. It's got a lot of play to it. Discard Ballistic Bot, kind of put it into overdrive. We'll want to drop the Trapper right away because this creates a Yeti in our top 3 cards. We want to try and draw the Yeti ASAP. The next turn we'll be able to play Ruthless Rider plus hold Troll Chant as a trick potentially. Now, both our deck and our opponent's deck are both Sejani decks. However, their deck is much better at leveling Sejani than ours. We're mostly just playing Sejani as like another chunky overwhelm thing. Well, we drew the Yeti right away because we're professionals. Let's see if we can run them down. I'm going to lead on the 4-2 so they don't necessarily know that I drew this yet, because if they know we draw this, it could change how they sequence their turn here. Hey, Scrambles, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon.
What did you catch?
Wonder if we'll see them pop off one of these ignitions so they can trade with these.
Prepare for anything.
On the trade.
I'll leave the bird back for now. They do have Troll Chant available here, so they could get a little tricky inside of combat. Mystic Shot, sure, I think I'm pretty okay with that. 2 for 1. 1 for 7 here. I'll get to drop Hawk and pump up the top card of our deck. Teemo's gonna hit us next turn, but we'll get to play Kindly Tavern Keeper here.
Safety disengaged.
Ooh, that's a good one. Alright, well now we're definitely doing that.
Have a mushroom. Have 3.
I've heard about you.
Okay, hopefully the top card of our deck is a unit that we can draw, so our Outriders can go to town. Our opponent is playing a Frostbite deck,
Can you improve perfection?
so that could be a little scary. They are a Sejani deck as well, so there's a chance like we drop a big overwhelm unit with this, and then they Sejani us. Maybe I'm supposed to open attacks because of that. You know, it's probably right to Sejani their Teemo before it can things can get away from us. So we've got 11 caps in our deck now, 5 from this and 6 from these.
Prime and ready.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and drop the Sejani here, because even if they have a Sejani of their own here to Frostbite us back, this is vulnerable, so any of our units can challenge into this round. And if they don't have a Sejani of their own, this leaves us in a very good spot. Welcome to everybody just joining us for our Prime Gaming sponsored segment this afternoon with Legends of Runeterra. If you have Prime Gaming, you can check out some free wild cards inside of Legends of Runeterra, the League of Legends digital card game here. Alright, so they're just giving this elusive to trigger this for the turn.
Safety disengaged. Rise, metal brethren.
Alright, so these are up to 5/5. So they did that so they could level up Teemo here. So the question is, do I try and play around Troll Chant here? So if I hook Teemo with the 6/7, Troll Chant means it still dies. They could have a flash freeze here though as well, is the question. So hooking it with this is worse against flash freeze but better against chant. They don't always play 4 freezes and they almost certainly have 4 chants, so I think we don't play around the chant here or the flash freeze here and we attack with everything else. I'm gonna throw these in for good measure to get some chip shots in. Yeah, so flash freeze stops us from killing this no matter what, but if something else gets flash freeze, we push more damage, right? So if I hook with this and they flash freeze this, I get a 6 somewhere else. Hey, thanks for the followers. Beats Flame, 30 and Isabella. Good afternoon. So I push less damage. I didn't articulate that, but yeah. So we get slightly less damage if we do that. Okay, there's that, and that means no freeze is coming. So Teemo's gonna die. They could have second Teemo. Entreat in a double champion deck is interesting. So Teemo's dying, and they're going to 3 here, which means Daddy Theron's probably gonna be able to close this out. The opponent's archetype doesn't usually play healing. Front page, you say? Thanks for the 20 months, Seldune. So that's a nice draw. This is nice because it lets us troll chant this turn as well, and troll chanting means Teemo doesn't hurt us, so that's great. Actually, I probably want to Tavern Keeper here. I feel like the only way we lose this game is if we get, like, punked out. So I think we do this and just heal up here. Oh, Santana, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon. Yeah, so I think we use this Troll Chant just to deny the attack on this because the Nexus Strike doesn't trigger if this doesn't have attack. And this is fantastic for us. So they're spending their resources. Oh, and we even get to save it too. This is just like total savage blowout. So they invested trying to kill this. We save it and we deny their mushroom hits. So we're gonna get to go ahead and drop the sentry and have a good open attacks next turn.
You can see the Devastian border from here.
Do I drop Daddy Pharaon pre-combat? Their Sejani's not even leveled yet. Is there any reason not to drop Daddy Pharaon pre-combat? Daddy Pharaon pre-combat plays around Harshwinds as a top deck. Think we do that? Even if they Sejani us here, it's fine. It's like we got this one, sweet. And the structure of the way these gauntlets work is we lost the last round, but we won this one, so our first loss basically gets wiped away, which is great.
The Witcher's Claw triumphs!
So if we get all the way up to 7 wins in this, we likely qualify for their seasonal tournament that's coming up. All right, so actually a similar lineup to what we played against a second ago. I think I'm banning... Actually, the Shen Fiora matchup isn't terrible for this deck. It's probably bad for both of these, though, right? I guess this matchup into here is not terrible either. I kind of want to ban Go Hard. We lost to that earlier. I'm going to ban this and hope that I get to keep this deck. Rude. All right, I guess I'm playing the Lucian Hecarim deck again. Cowpoke, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon. Alright, so Teemo, Ezreal, they're an elusive aggro deck. I kind of want to keep both sharp sights on principle here. These are good at saving our threats against their removal as well. Hey, look, we mulliganed into Plaza, which is nice. This is a nice shark on 2 here. Huh. So we can save mana across turns. So I think I actually just pass here now because we drew the Remembrance. And then on their turn 3, I get to play this Grand Plaza. And then on my 4, I can play this Remembrance, which is great. So now we can do this. Their deck does tend to play some Frostbite, so there's a chance they can freeze off of this. You know, Teemo on 1 is big game. I don't know about can't lose, but it's definitely much better for us than if they played their little mushroom war Dorko on 1.
Have a mushroom. Please.
I assume they have some kind of trick here, otherwise they wouldn't have played the other one outright.
There they go.
They forget about the scout. They could have another troll chant here. They baiting us with the emotes. They have a freeze, sure. Alright, we'll go ahead and mute you. That's fine. We gotta get through cards like that at some point anyways, so might as well have them happen now rather than later. I think I play this out to use my resources, because remember we can only carry 3 across turns. So then next turn we can go Pesky into Bladed Caretaker. I guess I could eat this for 2. Let's do that actually. Let's draw some cards before they put too many more mushrooms in our deck, he says before his opponent. Wow, I'm really surprised they didn't double Mushroom Cloud there. Ooh, and that's great. So now we can do this with our mana this turn, and then next turn we can pop that with the Caretaker, which is excellent. Good afternoon, Phantom. So this kills something, and this makes a thing when it gets killed. And all of these have Challenger thanks to the Grand Plaza here.
Oh, if mushrooms could talk. Oh, whoops.
Huh. Let's Pesky Ephemeral here, actually, too. Gets us another Ephemeral attack in with the Hecarim.
Oh, that's a harvest right there.
We're gonna have, so the Puff Cap trap cards here, these plant caps attached to cards in our deck, and every time we draw a card with a Puff Cap on it, we take a damage. So there's now 39 Puff Caps and 28 cards. We're gonna average like 1.5 damage per card drawn, which is not great for the home team. So if we can kill them next turn, we have a reasonable shot, but I imagine we're probably not going to get much more than next turn. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and Sharp Sight to save this one. They're going to get 9 more caps into our deck. We're going to be up to 57 caps. We're averaging 2 damage per cap drawn. But Hecarim might drag us kicking and screaming across the finish line next turn. So we'll see. Even if they have one of their 2 elusive champions, I've got more Sharp Sights rolled up here, so I could, like, play Heck and then still have a Sharp Sight. Ooh, they're making us draw. That's brutal. Wow, that's a rough high roll. Okay, well, when we were averaging 2 damage per card drawn, we took 7 damage on 2 cards, so I think we're dead here. We're going to draw 2 cards next turn now, plus they have things like Mystic Shot in their deck, so I assume we're about to die. Maybe we won't play this deck more today. It's felt really underwhelming. I hadn't played it much leading into this this thing. Three more caps for good measure. Alright. Can we high roll? Or low roll, I guess, would technically be the thing. That'll do, pig. That'll do. The nerf hurt this one pretty hard. Can you explain, Bennis? Like, I feel like more so than the nerf hurting us, more so than the nerf hurting us, I would expect that, like, the way the format's changed hurt us more than anything, because, like, the one less toughness on the plaza often isn't relevant in the archetype that we're playing. Yeah, if we hadn't high rolled on the first one, the fact that we took 7 damage on the first 2 cards, if we would have taken exactly average and taken 2 on every card drawn, we would have lived at 2. Yeah, I think that's what Darkness said happened. I don't think the nerf was relevant so much as the format just changed and got more optimized. You know, their other linear decks are better. They race better than you do. Hey, Senpai, thanks for the follow. All right, so I think I want to keep Outriders here. Honestly, I think I want to keep Hearthguard too. The opponent's deck tends to be a go bigger mid-range control deck, which means the game's going to last a little bit anyways. I'm going to mulligan these because I'd ideally like to find like a Trapper in my opener, but this 4 into this 5 sounds really appealing. Well, assuming our opponent doesn't aggro us out, we're set up well to go long. So Hearthguard here, when it comes into play, makes all the allies in our deck +1/+1 permanently. So assuming this game lasts a little bit, these are going to get us stacked up here nicely. Well, do you think we could talk our opponent into playing poker instead of playing Runeterra? This is actually pretty scary for the hand that I kept. Really wish I would have kept the Kindly Tavern Keeper now. Opponent's start is super aggressive, and our hand doesn't have anything before, so we really need to draw like a 1, 2, or 3 mana play this turn. Like, Tavern Keeper would have been perfect here. I mean, all things considered, like, could definitely be worse, he says before getting Pale Cascaded. Okay, it's not bad. Would love to see a pass here and just both store mana up. This is fine. This is basically a pass, so 1, 2 doesn't matter. There are four Noxious cards in my deck right now. Not on top, though. That sounds great. So when this comes into play, it does this Allegiance check to see if the top card of our deck is the same region as what we have or not. Really happy to trade for this 3/3 here if we get the option. Sparklefly. The Aurelian Soul here on my opponent's deck really threw me for a loop. I was not prepared for them to be playing something aggressive, and my mulligan definitely bit me here. If we would have kept the card that gained us life, we'd be in a very good spot. And as is, we might get aggroed down by these elusives that we can't block. I was expecting this to be a game that lasted long, because A Soul's usually a card that goes long, but that does not appear to be what our opponent is doing. Well, that's a big chunky Alpha Claw.
The dawn has arrived. With its light, the Solari I am the bulwark against darkness.
I mean, even Leona tends to be a card that goes long on occasion, right?
Sunlight blinds.
So she stuns my Dorko here. Okay, Troll Chance not bad, because it means if they deploy a unit here. Wow, really surprised they did that, and they're not playing a Daybreak card to trigger the stun on her now. I think I take this opportunity to stick the Outriders plus the Ruthless Raider here.
United, nothing can stop us.
Fight or die.
Just want to be kind of resource efficient here. The question's going to be, can I survive my opponent's like next 2 attacks here? It's like they have all of these elusive units, which I cannot block. And again, like, really wish I had that Tavern Keeper back. Fair. If I want to attack into these, she can eat something, but like they're not blocking anyways.
Today we fight as one.
Hey, Tyler and Perma, thanks for the follows. Good afternoon. Okay, think we just crunch in here.
For burn.
I don't think I use the troll chant to save either of these if they blocked with Leona. I think I want to use this to gain 2 on one of their elusives here. Ice Veil Archer's a good draw if they don't open attacks here. So Ice Veil Archer lets me Frostbite this, so we don't take 2. And then maybe this Alpha Wild Claw can kill. Yeah, gosh, if we just been able to get one of these in earlier. What's our best draw here? Battle Fury's our best draw. Give us a pretty decent smash in next turn. We just go ahead and open attacks here and see what they do.
Lead the way.
I put my Overwhelms up front, I think.
As one.
We're on the front page as part of the Prime Gaming sponsorship today with Legends of Runeterra. You can get free wild cards in Legends of Runeterra, epic wild cards. Get yourself a sweet The Fangs here and invoke some Celestials. They're going to end up at 10. I think I'm supposed to click OK here because this troll chant can save us from dying, and I think if we get another combat step, we're gonna be in a pretty decent spot. I wanna use this defensively so I don't die by mistake to elusive units. Feels like my game plan here. Aesil's pretty scary.
We go where the War Mother bids.
Oh no! We bricked. Okay, so the top card of our deck is a Pharaon or a Culling Strike.
Greetings to you, brother. Now they'll pay attention.
Alright, I mean, there's a 10-10 for ourselves. Not too bad. Hey, Coin Operated, thanks for the sub gift. I appreciate that. Good afternoon. Oh, that's brutal. Are we dead? Not quite, but close. So we look dead to an attack, but Troll Chant that I've been saving to use defensively saves us.
Soon.
And this saves this, right? Yes, yeah, you can only have 6 units in play at any given point.
This land is ours.
Okay, and then I think we just open on attacks here, right?
Do you see?
They need like a Hush or something here. If they have Hush, they're in a good spot. If they don't have Hush, we get them. That doesn't do it. This only gives them slow things. Blood Rihanna and Pixel Push, thanks for the follows. Howdy, Vavo. Just dead, sick. Wow, what a close game. Aesol almost got him over the hump there. And again, the biggest part of that game was the fact that I misread what their deck was at the start, right? Like, a big part of why that game was as close as it was because I mulliganed our Tavern Keeper, assuming Leona Asol was going to be a go-long deck, and they ended up being more aggressive, and I got pretty punished for that. Nice to sneak it out at the end there. Crimson, Lucian, Radio, Vaca, good afternoon. Ugh. There's a bunch of stinkers I don't really want to play against here. I think Anivia is the thing I want to play against the least. Really hoping they don't ban my center deck. Sweet, yeah. All right, beep beep. All right, we're just like fingers crossed, hoping we get to play the Frill deck every round. Let's tune it up. I think we mulligan everything but Trapper here. This is likely the Twisted Fate Go Hard deck. Yeah, this is pretty good. This is a decent draw too, because with the 1 spell mana banked here, it means if they go Elise on 2, we can Culling Strike her and like go strike this. Yeah, our curve set really well here against this. Being able to save mana across turns and not losing tempo from it is great. Culling Strike is kind of a premium in this matchup because it kills both their champions, but I think stopping Elise early is pretty valuable here. She generates them a spider every time she attacks. Wow, and there's our turn 5 play as well here, so it feels like we're set up nicely.
There's nothing to fear.
Yeah, if we're really lucky, the Yeti that this puts in is 2 cards down. Rats. We drew it right away. So ideally you want Outriders to go onto this instead of a 1 mana 8/8, but you know, it is what it is. I guess I'll take my 5/5 now rather than later. And then I think we actually wait on playing this out. Well, now we definitely, I was gonna say, I think I want to play this Hearthguard because it's more resource efficient, but we're definitely playing that fat one. The thick booty chat. He is here to guard the hearth. It's extra safe with our 8/8. Good afternoon, Saver Invade. Alright, big dumb monsters, let's squish. 1 Nexus Smash, please. And they went down to 6 resources here, so we know they don't have Vengeance available this turn, which is great. And then next turn, our curve continues to look excellent. We get to drop this Hearthguard for 5 and this Yeti for 1. Now, Ruination could be something we have to worry about next turn, potentially. So we'll see, depending on how they sequence, we might wait. But honestly, with 2 triggers from this into our deck, everything being +2/+2, we're in a pretty good spot. So if they play anything here to start, they can't Avalanche us, or they can't Ruination us this turn. 5 mana Burblefish. Yep, deal. Yeah, this is definitely my favorite aggressive deck in this game. Just like big, thick chunkers. Afternoon rarely. And now, because my opponent could have Ruination mana this turn, we want to start by attacking, because if I commit a unit to the board, that gives my opponent the opportunity to Ruinate before anything happens. The Vengeance here. Yeah, that's fine. So that one dies. And remember, we've had 2 Hearthguard triggers this game, so everything that we draw out of our deck now is going to be +2/+2 and a bit bigger.
Game. Go on then. Leave your specs in the door.
I think we just play the other sentry out here. Opponent notably cannot play Ruination next turn. They're only going up to 8 mana, so that means I'm going to be able to drop Daddy Fair on here and then have a pretty good open attacks.
some?
We did beat Ace Leona. We survived thanks to a troll chant, and then we killed them for Xaxi in the backswing.
Nothing like the stink of blood and sweat.
Hush now.
What does this attack mean?
This is our homeland.
Let's talk about your dad.
Oh, they're just drawing because they're desperate anyway, so they figured they might as well attack. Sure, yeah. Cyclopane, good afternoon. Yeah, we have a solid open attacks here. We've got 2 decimates from Daddy Pharaon. We've got this to make sure we don't die in the backswing to Burblefish shenanigans. We got a Battle Fury, because why not? So if they have Vengeance plus block everything here, they have a shot. I mean, they have a lot of cards in hand here. Like, if they survive this turn and, like, have a Ruination, they could maybe be okay.
You poor thing.
But again, even though we can attack the turn we play a unit, we want to start the turn by attacking in case they have something that destroys everything. Want to play around that to the best of our ability.
What's that you got there?
I imagine one of these is about to be Vengeance. And then hopefully Battle Fury kills them, because they can't have double Vengeance this turn. Alright, so they're going to Vengeance, they're going to block everything, sure. Ooh, double Whale could happen too. Okay, they have the Vengeance. Vengeance plus single Whale. Okay, so... I can't kill them, unfortunately, because none of these overwhelm, but I can use Troll Chant to save 2 things, right? If I do this, all of these survive, which means they're still in the spot where they need a sweeper.
Alert the village.
Second Battle Fury is actually not that amazing. Okay, so Burblefish here, the fact that they're playing this out communicates to me that they likely don't have a sweeper. It tells me they don't have a sweeper in their hand, and they likely don't have one that they're drawing to. So hopefully they're just not on Ruination. There's a chance that to fit things like Burblefish in their deck, they had to give up something like that. And they're already through 2 copies of Vengeance. This Battle Fury does not give Overwhelm. Did they bait me with this? Did we get baited? Do you have a Ruination? My body is ready to open attacks next turn.
I'm always up for a round or 2.
Things that is not Ruination. Yeah, it's fine.
Something for all of you.
Who's gonna close up?
Carved from the savage cold.
If they have Whale into Vengeance here, they run a couple of Go Hard, sure. If they have double Go Hard into Vengeance, they could technically block out of this if they have third Vengeance. Okay, yeah, there's a parlay. Mamba and Pog, good afternoon.
You pay. I talk to spirits. These are my rules.
Grissom, attack!
It's not a terrible draw, because it means I can pair that with the Battle Fury to,
There is assistant.
I feel like I'm not supposed to play around third Vengeance, right? Or are they gonna try and not? Are they gonna be greedy and not block with this? If they don't block with the Twisted Fate, they're dead so. Because we've got these. And they can't vengeance me, right? So it should just be lethal. Nice, sick. Thanks for dropping in today, everybody. Got a little bit of a boost on the front page as part of the Prime sponsored ship deal for Runeterra here today, the League of Legends digital card game. If you're new to the channel, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. I do a lot of card games and turn-based strategy games like Runeterra here. I'm here 5 days a week, so if you enjoy the feel of the channel, make sure to give us a follow and stop by again. For Dennis, thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. If you're interested in checking out Runeterra and you're a Prime Gaming member, you can get some free wildcards in there as part of the dealio. We're just going to ban Anivia again here. Don't ban Alliance. 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 Yeah, the last chance is pick ban best of. And I do wish this had been best of 3, but I'll take what we can get. I think if they ban the Alliance deck again, I think I'm going to try and play the Twisted Fate Aphelios deck. I've actually played 0 games with this. I put it in here thinking people would ban it, and like nobody's banned it so far. So I guess we're going to give it a try and grind out here because I've been really underwhelmed by the Lucy and Hector deck. It's not felt particularly exciting. This deck's just a bunch of good cards, so it's probably fine. Aphelios in the opener sounds good, especially with Duskbringer. They're playing Aphelios, Zoe, Vi. I'm gonna mulligan the Moonlight for now. I'm gonna mulligan the Guiding Touch too, I think. Mulliganing for the Flight is really good here, so we can block a Zoe like this. And honestly, I think this is probably a spot where I don't attack with this, right? Because if this Nexus strikes, it goes back into my deck and it draws a card. Yeah, our only 2-drop is Boxtopus, so the Moon Weapon on him that gets a 2-drop guarantees that.
No more hiding. We will resist.
Hey, Sushafi. Good afternoon. Yeah, so when Aphelios comes into play, he does a lot. He does a lot of different things. You get to pick and choose which thing he's gonna do for you. So, did they just Dusk Petal and pass? Okay, well now I'm gonna click OK and pass, and you can make your move. Cause you spent a card. The old Petal soft pass. Like sure.
As darkness falls, the moon rises.
We'll Petal Aphelios as well here. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the Crescendium, which grabs us a 2-cost follower, and that 2-cost follower is guaranteed to be Boxtopus in this deck, which is great.
I am with you.
I think I just take this hit because my Boxtopus is gonna get to kill their thing next turn anyways. And actually, our mana lines up really elegantly here. Do I just play Zap now to start? I think I play Zap to start and then Crescendium afterwards off the Attune mana here. And that means I get to phase another Moon Weapon with this.
Gotta go with the flow.
That's been good so far today, Zach. We're playing the Last Chance Gauntlet for their seasonal tournament. I think I'd probably grab the Culibrum here to deal 3 to a follower. They don't have any followers yet, but I assume they're gonna have some of those coming up. Good afternoon, Dawn and Asa. So this normally deals damage to itself when it comes into play, but it doesn't when it gets its trigger like that. Okay, so they stunned that. That's fine, right? I think I just assume that they're going to have a way to kill this potentially, so I don't think I offer this trade here. I don't think I attack with this and draw with it, I mean. Not that if I want to offer the Aphelios trade here. I feel like the answer is no. Yeah, we've just been banning Lee Sin and Fiora for the most part, and Anivia. Well, they don't have Pablo. They are PNC here.
A crescent path opens before us.
And I think I take the stun here off of this. And I think I'm just gonna Guiding Touch to trigger my Moon Weapon here. It's not a terrible pickup. And this gets me back to Crescendium. So if I Gravitum and then Boxtopus, I can play the Crescendium as well to grab the other Boxtopus out of our deck, which seems great. Zoe is getting relatively close here. It's true. You think it's correct to... They're getting a gem here too. Is it correct to open attacks to kill the Zoe?
Safety disengaged.
Oh, now we start on this, right? Yeah, now we just do this.
Deal me in.
Try and kill her that way. Ace Fu and Marianne, thanks for the follows. Welcome to the channel this afternoon.
I'm a people person.
Sick. So killing Zoe's one of the champions where she has to see the spells played, so killing the Zoe there resets her effectively. Yeah, agree that is huge. He's Prime, chat, just like the wild cards you get for free with Prime Gaming. Look at that, the context shill. Alright, let's stun this one, and then after this happens, this Burble Fish will be 1 mana, so we can fill that out here with the last mana on our curve. Jettison's not super exciting, but we can pick a card with that one. Yeah, their Zoe did Stone Cold nothing that set, which was great. Alright, so... I'm definitely doing this. I don't think I offer the trade on either of these. Seems bad for us. Even Twitch, good afternoon. And this is gonna get stunned again next turn. From the Gravium. Nice. We skillfully did not draw the third Boxtopus, so we'll want to guaranteed play this turn so we can have that happen. Probably grab the Calibrum here, so that way we can kill this. Feels like we're in big control of this game. This thing's kind of sweet. There's a lot going on in it. Veiled Temple. Definitely feels like that's too little too late for them. You can pick a card, Pablo, back into your deck. That's so good. I didn't even think about that. That's great. Hey, Fedor, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon. That's kind of awesome. Is this a control deck? Kind of. I think we're kind of like a quintessential mid-range deck, I think. I would classify us as. All right, and in fact, speaking of, I think I'm going to do that here. I think we're going to pick a card this Pablo back into our deck.
Back in the odds.
So if I jettison, I'll get my moon weapon and it'll cost 1 less because of level Defelios. So jettisoning isn't super good there, but it is good. Did we just mill our Pablo? I just milled my Pablo. Damn it! Damn it! We should have done it first, chat. I wasn't thinking. Poor Pablo. He never stood a chance. We very cleverly put Pablo back into the deck, and then we obliterated him. Whoopsie
They
poopsie.
forced us to choose death or the flame.
Mistakes were made, chat. Mistakes were made. It's fine. We're still in pretty good control of this game, right? Wow, giving TF the clap here. It's rude. We were gonna get to level him, unfortunately. Fortunately, no longer. Okay, I think especially with the Gravium here, I want to go ahead and deploy before we attack. Let's play our Daybreak card here, get a little bit bigger. Yeah, let's not do that one, Dr. Mr. Bunny.
We were peaceful once.
So this can create an Overwhelm Blade. We'll double stun this. Yeah, they should be dead to the Moonlit Affliction, right?
Believe, Defelios.
They're going to -2, so even if they have a heal 2 here, they're dead. Nice, sick.
Through unwavering faith, the moon is born anew.
The moon is born anew. Okay, and then this one's for all the marbles, chat. So if we win this one, I think it depends on how many other people played before us, but if we win this one, there's a good chance we get to play in the season tournament. And we'll just play whichever of Twisted Fate, Felios, or Frail Overwhelm they don't ban. For all the marbles here. Yikes, those are 3 scary lineups. What if I ban TF? This deck's probably really bad against this, right? So I don't want to like ban this, they ban this, and then I go here. I think I do this. Okay, sweet. And then they banned this one. Oh, it's good against Sinivium? Alright, that's fine. I get to play the Overwhelm deck anyways. I think I'm okay playing the Overwhelm deck into whatever they queue up here. So the build I'm actually playing isn't on Moonlit Temple, Darkius. This is a full mulligan here, definitely looking for lower curve stuff. Okay, alright, we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4 curve here for the all the marbles matchup. Let's see if we can pippity pop off, huh? Real decks have curves, chat.
Fight or die. There's always fighting 8 tons, Pablo. Oh, you're a wee numpty.
Okay. There's the 5 on the curve too. I think we just open attacks. We could brick on this. There are 5 misses in my deck right now. I'm 1 in 6 to miss here for reference.
The serpentine.
I'm one in. That said, that the top card's a Yeti. That's real good for us. Okay, hopefully there's a 1-mana 8/8 on top of our deck here. Welcome to the channel, Expired Brains and CD Time. All right, they're going for the aggro Twisted Fate level here.
I'm still good to scrap.
Do I do this now? Yeah, I think I actually do this, because then I have Troll Chant to save whatever they hook with Pablo here, and then I have mana available to Battle Fury next turn, right?
Shuffle.
Where are you off to?
Yeah, we could just kill them next turn. And I think that's the play, right? We just open attacks. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we have to play the Battle Fury ahead of time because we don't have 15, but yeah. I can't wait on Battle Fury, they could just click OK. If I wait on Battle Fury, they could click OK and go to 1. We might get destroyed by this Twisted Fate. If they have a 1-mana card here again, and they get to stun something here, we're gonna be in trouble. If they take 14 and go to 3, we can probably squeak this out. Okay. Okay. All right. And remember, this was a hush. So if they don't kill this turn, we get to have a giant thing here, right? Yeah, they don't play many 1-mana burst spell things. Like if they didn't have hush there, they get hosed too. So like, thanks for the 10-month Spartan. All right, so this happens here, but then this is gonna be huge again next turn. Ooh, they could find a perma-silence off of this. They didn't play it end of turn there though. They drew it. Rats. Damn. Yeah, maybe I'm just supposed to put them to 1 there to play around the hush. Yeah, they found it. We could get buried. We could get buried by this Twisted Fate, chat.
Many tribes under one banner.
Well met, Outland King.
They did. They had 1 mana available in the turn. They're gonna have a stun here. They're gonna have a stun here in a second. Oh, there's. I was like, why can't I play this? There's this in the stack. Got it.
Something for all of you.
The Twisted Fate lose it cards, not often.
A sign of brighter things to come.
We really need to draw a Captain Pharaon. We have 2 of those. Culling's also pretty good. These Troll Chants might be our saving grace on open attacks, because we get to save these. That's a free fish. Yeah, this is why the opponent's deck is just so good. Man, yeah, I think we're gonna die. Wow. Yeah, that's rough. That's a rough beat. We were so close. Maybe if I sequence with my Battle Fury different, we get there. Yeah, they're yep. And this is getting stunned again next turn. We have exactly 2 Pharaons in our deck to draw 2, otherwise this game is over. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't really know if there was much we could do here.
Ooh, you wee scruff.
Our land.
And you need exactly Pharaon on top. Honestly, even exactly Pharaon on top might not be enough. Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah, someplace are shaping.
Sunlight guide you, my brethren.
Eyes open.
Hey, thanks for the 17 months, Toasted Mina. I appreciate that.
Avarosans, stand together.
Back, heretic.
You're in for a whooping.
They just have so many cards in hand. They haven't fully triggered Twisted Fate yet this turn. The good news is when they gold card, it's gonna kill my thing in the back here. Yeah, like we honestly had just like one of our best draws possible this game, and our opponent just completely systematically dismantled us. The game did not feel competitive, which probably means our deck's not playable. Like, I know we had some okay games against other things, but like the opponent's archetype is probably the best deck in this game right now. So I would imagine that it means our deck's not playable. Oh, that's something that always confused me, and I feel like that's a really poor wording. So this card only stuns things that aren't currently stunned. So this actually, it's not gonna kill this, and we're not gonna kill this. Yeah, that's awkward, because now they get to kill this with red card next turn. Yeah, like, yeah, I don't, like, it says strongest, but that's super inconsistent, right? Because this is my strongest. It doesn't say strongest unstunned. Sure, but that card's doing more than, like, Swain's effect is doing more than that, right? Swain's effect does other things. No, it doesn't say anything other than strongest on the tooltip. So the tooltip just doesn't communicate what the card actually does. Which is awkward. Yeah, it needs a wording update for sure. It didn't change my line. Like, my line ends up being the same regardless, but...
Idle weapon, brother.
It isn't Can you show me another effect that stuns the strongest thing while also dealing damage? Thanks for the 2 years, Pepperidge Farm. I appreciate it. Appreciate the prime. This garbage timer, do we have outs? Yeah, I have 2 Captain Pharaons in my deck. Oh, they have a Gravium. Oh, and again, I can save this with this, but even if I save it, even though this is stunned, the gold card's going to kill this. Gosh, that's so brutal. And Gravium just means we have no counterplay, right? Like, it stuns my thing and then it stuns it again next turn too.
Together, brother. We will make death holy.
And then we're actually just dead to red card next turn, right? So that means, Farron's not out anymore. Oh, I'm just dead. I'm dead here, right? Yeah, good games put up.